So this computer will stream at 60,000 kilobytes per second. I tried to go live earlier and Twitch was like, no. That's like fucking IMAX quality video.
So you had to dumb it down basically.
Twitch is like, no, 4,500. Twitch are 4,500 on the side, that's crazy.
Yeah. It's been a long
All right, Piedmont Profiles, guys, it's been since 2018, pre-COVID, pre-everything, pretty much end of the world. We're back here with Charlie. You go by Charlie's 360?
Charles 360.
I have to get used to that because I call you Charlie, man.
I know, yeah. People know me as Charlie, but
yeah. So basically, most of Nikita is here. I don't even know if my camera's picking me up. We're just doing this kind of off the fly, but welcome back to the show. It's been a long time since I've been on the air. Things have changed a lot technology-wise. As you can see, I'm in a different space. This is in the basement. There's no goats outside. There's a bathroom you can go into instead of outside by a tree. So like we're stepping up. So let's get started. Charlie, you just put out an album.
Oh yeah.
Is this your first solo record?
No, I released one about 7 or 8 years ago, and it was a long time. released a lot of singles, little EPs, but I was like, man, it's been a minute since I actually took time to work on a full project. You know, talking 10, 11, 12 songs. Originally it was supposed to be 12, I cut one. You know, it just wasn't fitting in with the others. But I was still planning to share that song too.
So, for people that don't know, you're also the saxophone player for Akita.
Yep, these guys are here.
Lead singer of Akita, Zach. I cannot remember your name. Willard.
There it is.
Dude, look at me, remember names. New guitar player coming in. You've been playing with them since last summer, I think, right?
It was around the fall time, but
Was it?
yeah, I think it's somewhere around there.
I think Oktoberfest at we were at some brewery the first time I saw you. They had a leaf blower out.
Oh, yeah, OMB.
OMB.
Shout out to
yeah.
brewery.
Yeah, first show was Wild Winston-Salem. I had no idea how wild Winston-Salem was. I found out quick.
That's true.
Oh, at Bulls?
Yeah, that was that night at Bulls Tavern where the dudes started that stuff at the pool hall next door.
Did y'all get in a fight?
We didn't.
Winston's crazy, bro.
So, I'm trying to get off pad there. There's this echo in my ear. Hopefully that's not going out. If it is, we'll try to fix that in post.
Yeah.
So, talk about a little bit about the journey of writing an album. Have you been writing songs over? You said you put one out like 8 years ago.
Yeah. So it was a solo album 8 years ago, and I'd always been working on singles and like little short EPs, like little 4-song, 6-song things. Like it was really just more groups of songs that kind of worked together, but they were never like a fleshed out project or I didn't have a specific goal in mind. I just was going more kind of for genres and vibes. But with this one, I was like, man, I really want to put it out there. I play sax, and I want to show people like this is the one. Like the album that my fans, I feel like, always wanted me to make, but that I was like, man, that's too corny. Or like, I want to express myself. Like, cause I sing, you know, I wanted different types of music. I was like, I'm not just gonna play sax on a song. Like, come on now. But with this one, I was like, nah, I'm gonna give the people like what they wanted, and just really just flex it out there. Like, this is me at 100%. And I want to hopefully look back on this album like 5 years and be like, man, I'm way better than that now, you know. But right now, this is all I got, and I please.
Have you been writing songs sort of throughout the whole 8 years as you go? This is like a collection of years and years of writing, or did you just say, I'm gonna buckle down and I'm gonna spit out an album?
Yeah, no, I said I'm gonna buckle down, and I went for certain vibes or certain energies I wanted, not things that all match, but like they all kind of have different structures of their own. I think the album started with 2 or 3 songs that were just randos. I was like, this could be a thing. And those were actually the ones I finished last in the album, because the other ones I just dove in and did in one day. Those other ones I had to kind of pick back up what I was doing on that day, so it was a little tougher, but yeah, man.
All self-recorded too?
Yeah, absolutely. So it was a lot of work.
I bet.
Yeah, it was a lot.
I remember seeing some like rehearsal videos and some content you were putting out like in a storage unit, and I was like, damn, this guy. This was while I was off air and sort of removed from the scene. I was living up in Salisbury, and I wasn't getting out at all.
Yeah.
And I just remember seeing you like practicing, and I was like, this guy's really grinding on something. So
yeah, it's all those weird late nights where like you don't even remember what you were doing, and you're like, damn, this was good. Like, I'm just gonna go in and fix this, because I see where this is going. Like, you're kind of stealing an idea from yourself. Yeah, like, you guys ever do that when you record something, and then you're like, I don't sound like this guy. I'm gonna fix this. You know?
Idea is in the process of beginning this process.
Yeah, that's I mean, it's dope because and this might be a good time to say that, but like being with these guys in Akita and like having the different influences, different flavors, all that stuff, and like having that, being around that all the time has been a motivating force for me. I was always just that guy. I was the guy in the group. And I was cool with just being that guy in the group. And like when Charlie told me he was putting out not only a solo sax record, he's got other stuff he was just telling me all this stuff he's working on. I was like, man.
Oh, it is. It's crazy to think about. Yeah. Like,
so it was motivating for me, and like Nick said, I'm in the beginning stages and I'm putting a project out. Charlie threw the gauntlet down. It's like I'm putting a project out this year, and I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, he definitely sets the pace.
So how long till everybody in Akita puts out their own solo project? Like that would be pretty impressive.
I mean, do you want to hear some crazy shit, bro? Like, all the members in Akita, I'm their #1 fan. Like,
Yeah.
I love hearing them play, and like I know too many people are too good or just not recording, so like the world will never know how good they were. Like, God, like I'd love to hear what music you come out with. I'd love for you to share like you on a track. It's just money, like, and the songs you made, because you sent me some that you made yourself. Like,
Yeah.
I can add things to those, bro. We can talk, off air.
Put it together right here.
Well, I was about to say, it really takes a lot to make a whole album, especially, and he's doing most of the instrumentation.
Right.
It's a lot. It takes a lot of time and mental effort. Just think of and do all that stuff. And I thought about doing it, but it's more than just saying it.
Oh, absolutely.
And Zach, I don't even know, it may have been the first 1 or 2 practices or whatever when Zach came in. And I think Patrick was just like, yo, like, you got something you just want to throw out? Like, they asked me that when I first came in, and I had like this one New Orleans song that was like 8 different time signatures.
I remember hearing that.
It was the march. It was like funeral march.
They were like, that's dope. That is hard. We're not doing that. Not doing that.
Yeah.
But Zach played something like first 1 or 2, and I don't know if it turned into a song or something, but I remember recording it just being like, this shit is good.
Well, yeah, I've had that riff for a long time. I never made anything on that one, but yeah, there's always stuff you sit on ideas, but getting down and recording it, and not only when you're recording your own music, you want it to be good.
Yeah.
So,
you wouldn't make bad music.
Exactly. But it takes a long time to be like, all right, this is it.
Yeah, it's hard.
You've been around the scene for a while as well, Zach, right? Like, who else did you play with? Because I know, like, to me, Akita is this sort of conglomeration of, if you look back 6-7 years ago, there's people from Gonzo, the Hawthorns, wasn't Zach, your bass player, was in Fire Marshal Bill, right?
Yeah,
so it's punk rock, and so there's all these influences. What was your background before Akita?
I hopped around a lot of bands, and I've known all of them. I played a gig with a couple months ago. I was like, yeah, I remember I played a gig with the Hawthorns.
Did you really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which gig was that?
I used to, I don't remember,
What
I
was
used
her
to
name?
play Leanna Eden at
Yeah.
Garden of. I was like almost the 3rd band I was in. I went through a couple, man.
Yeah.
That's cool though.
Yeah.
Like you said, like everybody in the band, like there's some incredibly talented musicians in Charlotte. Your little crew, and I think that a lot of it comes out of like the jam day at the Gonzoplex. So like a lot of these people in Charlotte do not know the talent that is in Charlotte, and that's sort of what I'm trying to do is like, why are you spending $100 to go see some act uptown when you can spend it at the bar? We want the money in the economy, right?
Yeah.
Go see the local acts, right? So.
Well, I was thinking about this the other day, and I was like, man, from a business perspective, to hire a DJ or to hire a cover band, you know what you're gonna get, and it's gonna be good, because like they're just playing songs that everyone likes. But to have a band that's making original music, and to put that out there, and then develop a following, like to be able to play at places where people have never heard you and they leave as fans, that's a testament to how good your music is. Because we're not just playing the radio hits, we're playing something you never heard. You walk away saying, man, I like that. That you can appeal to that many people. It's not just pandering, but it's like, man, you're doing something right.
Yeah, that's, I mean, music scene, every city's kind of got their own things or whatever, and.
I got to grab a beer, I'm gonna say.
Oh, you good.
You're good. This is not a tight set, we're on.
One of the crazy things, and it's interesting for me, growing up, being born and raised in New Orleans, growing up around that scene, and then living in New York, kind of being a part of that music scene and being able to do all that stuff. Like, that's two cities in this country that have like definite, like a definite scene.
Yeah, and a sound.
Like a community, the whole deal. And then I came to Charlotte, and I felt like Charlotte had like 800 of them.
Yeah,
they were
pockets.
They were all separate, like didn't really intermingle with anybody, the whole deal.
Yeah.
And
like, is it competition? Is it just solely different vibes? I mean, there's rock bands, there's a punk rock scene, there's a hip hop scene.
For some reason, it's just hard to get people out, and I agree. There's no shortage of musicians in Charlotte at all. And I'm born and raised in Charlotte. I love my city. It's hit or miss for people coming out. I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
it's a fact.
and I'll be honest, there's too much competition out here. Like, if you're not good, like, you're not getting gigs.
Right.
So, like, if you're going out in Charlotte and there's a band or there's music, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be decent, you know?
That is true. If you look through, if you go through like the top venues or the venues you know for music in the area, and you look at who's getting booked, it's the same people in rotation. There's a large collection of them.
Yeah.
But like people around here, I feel are very picky in their booking.
Yeah.
And I feel if you're an original band and you're not up to snuff, then they're going to go with the cover band.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to sell beer and they're trying to sell food and whatever else. Because most of our venues are not just music venues.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
have 3 in the city that are strictly music venues.
Yeah.
Unless
Yeah,
you
there's a
count the
few.
Music Factory.
Yeah. I played at the Music Yard this past New Year's. And that was great. And I kind of flipped the script on them. Like, they hired me as, like, the sax DJ, you know, like, I'll play the hits, like, get everybody dancing. But I just played my new album. And I promoted it all night long, and people loved it.
Yeah.
But it was,
get fed, bro.
But it was what we were talking about. I was like, it's music that, you know, people have never heard that they were dancing to, and it was awesome. I played, you know, a few cover songs, but it was like, overall, it was like 80% original. So I was like,
Shameless plug, but if you put lights on in the club and nobody's dancing, I mean, I'm saying that, dude. So, all right.
Yeah, listen to that one where you talking about.
oh yeah, lights on. Lights on will be the one that we'll play when we pick it.
Oh, okay.
Because, dude, like, I mean, Charlie had been telling me for a while. You know, he told me the album's coming out, and then he warned everybody he about to get social media.
Oh yeah, that's
blasted.
too much. It's too much. It's a lot.
You know, and he did. But I appreciate it because if you don't know about his album and you're like somewhere in his circle,
You're just not looking at your phone.
You're not listening.
Not to interrupt your story, but I saw somebody had like a memory that they shared on Facebook that was like 3 years old. And the only reason I saw it because you popped up in the comments like, "Hey man, I remember that. Check out my new album."
Yeah.
I was like, "Damn, this guy is."
Charlie responded to a post from March.
So the crazy thing is, like, I knew this album was coming, and he told me it was like midnight. That's just dropping.
Yeah.
And I was at home, and we didn't go out. We had our champagne toast, the whole deal, and I was like, I'm gonna listen to Charlie out.
Dude, as soon as it dropped.
Oh, that's dope, bro. That's dope.
Loaded that shit up, went and sat in my office with the studio monitor.
Well, you said you listened to Afterlife first.
I listened to, because Zach is on one of the records.
Mm-hmm.
That studio monitor's going, so I listened to the one him and Zach was on first. I was like, man, that's dope. It's a nice vibe.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's dope. And then the next one came on. You didn't have a solo on that second one.
I did.
Oh, one with Evan, he did.
Yeah, it's later in the track.
Okay. So, like, I listened to their two together, and I was like, I'm feeling this. So let's start from the beginning. Hit track 1. That damn Lights On came on, and I was like, hold up. Hold up.
That's the first cut on the album.
Yeah, that's the first song.
Bro, that
Yeah,
shit
retro.
sets the tone.
So that's the one we're gonna be listening to first.
Yeah, weird thing though. It's listed as explicit on Spotify. It's the only song on my album that is listed as explicit.
That shit nasty.
You don't set that? They use a bot that scans it or something?
I can set that, but I didn't set that to any of my songs, so it had to have been added on there. I mean, because it's instrumental.
That is weird.
It's
This
instrumental.
is kind of like.
It's just too sexy. They're like,
I know.
I think I'm making this shit for kids.
This is
This
kind of
is
random.
nasty.
I was just watching a documentary and this old song Rumble. It's the only song to ever be banned, instrumental song to be banned.
What?
Yeah,
Banned?
because it was banned because it was starting fights, man. These teens,
Inciting
when,
violence.
yeah, they just get
Shit,
shit.
there's
What-
a few hip hop songs from back in the
What
day
was the
that
song?
Rumble is the old. It's actually a North Carolina artist. I can't remember his name, but Rumble is like.
Is it like a rock song, or?
Yeah, it's like you consider the birth of rock and roll.
God damn, they're starting fights. Wow.
Yeah, people just get riled up, man.
Wow.
Just crunch the guitars.
I thought 3 6 Mafia probably do that.
Bro,
I mean,
there's-
it's the
something.
50s, you know.
there's stories about songs they used to play at the Latin Quarters in New York that every time the intro came on, people started tucking their chains. It's like, oh, some shit's about to happen.
Link Ray, that's his name.
Link Ray.
Link Ray?
Yeah.
He's a Carolina guy too?
He's North Carolina,
It's good talent here, man.
Oh yeah,
Do a
absolutely.
better job of exposing it. You just played Washington, D.C. No,
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. Talk about that show because you were like poet laureate and shit, like Mark Twain Awards or something.
I know. I was like,
This is very high profile, honestly. Maybe one of the most high profile guys. I've played for rich people before. But these people were important rich people. These rich people mattered. Like they didn't just have a lot of money.
Right.
So like the poet laureate for Barack Obama, like the guy who they told him he had to write 3 poems in 3 weeks, and they just picked the best one, and then that was read before like this huge speech that Obama gave. Like this guy was so good, man.
That's crazy.
Blanco.
That's crazy that that's a government job too. Contract.
Yeah, like it's insane.
You can sell bombs, you can sell poems. Which one?
And some of the way I think was nominated for Nobel Prize and shit. Like it was crazy. Like I have no recordings from this place because they didn't allow that in the contract.
Really?
Yeah, like I'm not naming names or anything, but like the amount of that they were paid would have been more if recordings were allowed.
Sure.
So it's like to book in, they were just not trying to risk that or have any of that happen. So
Right.
but yeah, I played 2 songs. I played John Lennon, Imagine, but it was weird, bro, because I was supposed to play guitar with that one, and they were like, no, do vocals and sax. And I was like, that's weird. Like, I don't know how that's gonna work.
How did it work?
We nailed it. The guy was freaking. He was an opera singer.
So wait, I thought you were singing and playing the saxophone.
No, I did 2 songs. So I played the saxophone with an opera singer who sang Imagine with John
okay, so
Lennon.
you didn't have to sing.
It was insane, bro. And then, but it worked.
There's no video of this?
No.
Not even house video?
No.
I don't believe you.
It was like some type of cell
That's
phone.
true. That is the thing.
You just said
Only
it.
the rich,
I don't
most
believe
important people have access to these things.
It went well. It went
No,
well.
I'm sure it went well.
Then I played an original song called The River where I sang and played guitar. And that one, it's well received. It's the first song on my next album, but we're not getting into that. But yeah, no, it went well. Pittsburgh was a lot of fun. It was cold.
That
and it was good.
That's pretty cool. I saw you did post some pictures from it, I think. Like
Yeah.
you posted a picture of you on stage or something like that.
Yeah.
It was like a big auditorium.
It was huge. It was like it looked kind of like a night theater, but like a lot smaller, like maybe 3 or
With people
4.
up in like the balconies and
Yeah,
stuff.
but see, it wasn't that full. It was like I think 200 people.
Oh,
There's
really?
not
Yeah.
that many rich, important people.
Yeah,
They
It's
were
starting to thin out.
Yeah, they were. And,
my dad was on top of it before he gets on social. He was like, "Charlie in Pittsburgh?" I was like, "No, I don't think so." Yeah, sure enough, he's in Pittsburgh.
yeah, but it was a good time.
How'd that come together?
A friend of a friend, works at Carlow University and was kind enough. I wasn't even supposed to play this. They had another singer lined up. She ended up getting COVID, and I was on the short list for whatever reason because she was like, "Man, he plays music. I've heard some of his stuff. I think this will work." They're like, we don't want someone from out of state. Blah blah blah. It's too much. So I wasn't picked for the gig, and then this girl got COVID, and they called me 2 days prior, and they were like, this and this, details, hotel, all that. And I was like, yeah, I'll come. Yeah, I couldn't say
Kids,
no.
that's why you put content out.
Man, how many chances?
There you go.
It's true though. Content's
never know.
king, man.
You never
I
know.
bet you so many people got chances from people just getting COVID last minute. Like, hey, keep feeling
Yeah, and social media is huge, man. Like, people approaching you for gigs, like, we're in a
Still
fortunate
is.
position.
It's easy to think that it's diluted, right? And it's easy to think that your little posts don't matter and stuff. I don't react to nearly as many posts as I used to, for instance.
Yeah.
It used to be when in the early days of Facebook, like, oh, I like that. Now I'm just death scrolling anyway, right?
Yeah.
So
Death scrolling.
I think doom scrolling. I can't remember what the phrase is, but it's just getting it out in front of people's eyes. I've seen your album covers fly by my timeline.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm not mad at that. I love it, dude. And in my professional world, it's sort of what I do. Like, I'm in a little piece of digital marketing.
It's just
Yeah, you're doing
strategic
good.
expanding.
I've been seeing it more than sponsored ads, so you're doing something right.
How many people have blocked you? Did you lose any followers?
No.
Then you're fucking doing it right, man. Don't worry.
I agree.
Even if you lose a
That's
couple,
going
that's small. A couple,
No, he
Numbers
literally
up.
sent them to every single individual page. That's how you gotta do it.
Honestly, though, and that's, this might be touching on another subject, but like, if you're an artist, musician, writer, poet, actor, whatever, and people say that they care about you, then now you can't expect every single one of your friends to come to every single show all the time.
Right.
You can't do that.
Right.
But you got a friend who's dedicated their life to music, and they just put an enormous amount of time into creating a project to put it out in the world. Like, if you get annoyed by anything related to that ain't your friend.
I agree. You should, your friend should be holding you like. That would be weird to have like somebody go like, block him. How dare you?
Has that ever happened before?
No.
Probably not to Charlie. I'm sure there are people out there that's happened to.
Well, I mean, I'm friends with people
probably
on
happens to
Facebook.
people
I've
who
never
are
met.
assholes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when I started on YouTube, man, everybody was mean. They were like, "You suck, blah, this is terrible." I was like, this. I just kept going.
Sorry, don't mean to laugh at you.
I mean, no, it is funny because I look back and I'm like, there's a video of me, like, literally, like, I'm like, guys, I just want to say thank you. Like, 34 subscribers, like, mean the world to me.
That's dope.
I was talking, it was so bad. I went down the list. I was like,
Don't be ashamed.
It's terrible.
The thing about the internet is it's so fucking easy. You don't even have to get out of bed to insult somebody, right? And people will insult all day long.
Yeah.
But like this, people are less prone to post a positive comment. It's just like a review, right? Like if I go to a restaurant and the food's fine, I'm probably not going to ever review it.
Yeah.
But if it sucks, that's when someone leaves a review. I'm not saying you suck. I think I don't even know what I'm saying here. But
No, I do.
I ignore the trolls. 'Cause
Yeah. But I don't know, man. I was talking to my girl Angelique about this the other day, and I was like, man, in life there's always a choice. Like, are you going to choose to put out a positive energy or a negative energy?
Right.
And it blows my mind how many people actively choose to say something negative. Like, we were talking about that with soccer, and we're not going to get into the details.
Yeah.
Or remember, like, when someone was like,
I don't
man,
know the details.
no details. But it's like, why would you choose to put something negative out when you could, like, if you don't like something, just don't comment. Like, just don't like, just leave it.
And the crazy thing is, those people who are constantly saying negative stuff about people are always complaining about, I got so much drama in my life.
It's
Yeah.
like, wow, it follows you.
I mean,
I don't know why
you're
y'all are
surrounding
so
yourself with negativity.
You're
Yeah.
a fucking magnet for the energy that you're putting out.
Yeah. But to your point, like, I think it goes even beyond music. Like, if someone's a writer and they're like, dude, I wrote my book. Like, you gotta read my book. I wrote a book.
At least read it.
I think that's a harder task.
But, like, I'll read a chapter. Like, I'll start it.
Sure. I'm just saying, like,
That's like me expecting someone to listen to my full album. Like, just listen to one song.
Yeah, everybody's doing like memoir stuff.
yeah.
And he's like, you're not gonna subscribe, but I did. Thomas Lloyd, if you, what is this? Where are we on? If you're
People don't
watching
this profile. By the way, I'm actively searching for a new name. So if anybody has a better name for this show,
What about just artist profiles?
well, then I feel like it needs to be region. Something needs to tie to the region because I'm dedicated to.
He's trying to stick to the
People love the
Well,
Carolina
you know, this is
word.
live. Where are we live streaming on?
We're on Twitch and YouTube, and actually I'm just literally just pushing it to make sure that my graphics card can handle everything and there's not a lot of weird delays.
Are we actually on Twitch right now?
Uh-huh.
How many followers do you have?
I think I have none, to be honest with you.
I was going to ask if any of the worship folks would
I
follow
have
you.
one viewer.
Yay!
Oh, shit.
Shout out.
Thank you for watching.
This is dope. You just arrived to the right
Yeah,
place.
so that's why we're doing this. I'm gonna record it and try to put something up in the post for Charlie because he needs content. And but I'm just testing this stuff, man. Because it used to be I could just be like, hey, come over, we're doing a show, and show up to the basement. And it would take me 10 minutes to turn things on, and we were live.
Yeah.
That is not the case right now.
Yeah.
As you can see by the mess that's on the floor around.
Oh, it's all good,
Charlie's
man.
got a video on YouTube. It's got like 1 million views or something.
Do you really?
Yeah, no, I have a lot of subscribers on YouTube. That's why it's sort of funny. It's like I'm over here reading down the list. I can't read down the list anymore.
Yeah, you
So.
get to a point where you're too big. That's when you have to say, well, if you want me to mention your name, join me
Nah.
on my Patreon.
Patreon. Sell your soul. Sell it.
It's funny, but
Yeah, I know.
you sell your soul that way, or you sell your soul by getting in your fucking car every morning and driving to a fucking office and sitting in a cubicle and making some other dude rich.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the thing. Charlie does it all, man. No, I'm serious.
He is what he is fighting against.
I literally ran into him at a job.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
And that's when I found out he does YouTube. He's like, yeah, I did YouTube full time. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right.
There's some good.
You
There's
do
some
it all,
good.
man.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's a lot. Like, but I just want to put you guys on, though, man. It's like, I love us making songs.
Dude,
I
I've
love hearing
accepted
you.
the
It's
challenge.
It's not even a challenge. It's more like, bro, everyone's too good. Like, let's stop. Like, I had to hold myself to this. Like, let's not talk about it. Let's just do it, man.
Exactly. Exactly.
Let's do it.
So now's the perfect time to announce it. No, I'm just
Because that collaboration. That's the thing though, like it was so easy to sit there and get paralysis by analysis. I'm so guilty of that. Like my ADHD is hyper focus variety, which means if there could be something that I just nail down on, and it's almost like for me and for a lot of people, I think the planning is the fun part, and then like that last little easy step, which is the step that you just fucking do it, is the hard one. And you'll never feel accomplished until you take that, even if you fail. If you tried and fall on your face, like Tony Hawk didn't do a 360 the first time he rode a skateboard, right?
Yeah.
Like you guys, the 10,000 hours thing, it's all that. You have to put in the fucking work.
I always view it like, man, there's two people, and you're the guy who has all the ideas and all this big plan, and it's this great, perfect thing, but you don't do it. You're just the same as the guy who's sitting on the couch with no idea. Nothing.
Those
You
people
didn't
probably
do
had
it.
ideas too.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's just, you're the same because you didn't the same end product. You didn't do it.
But at the same
Man,
time,
come
it can't
on.
all be great.
Yeah.
Like that's one thing that sort of tricks me out about the influencer sphere and TikToker world and like videos on YouTube to tell you how to be a YouTuber so that they can get views as a YouTuber. But like, first of all, everyone can't do it because someone has to be watching it.
Exactly.
So
I mean, great how many people are trying to do that.
greatness is also a relative term. Like,
for real.
it's like, sure, am I ever going to be Quincy Jones? Highly doubt it. But I could probably make something that I feel is fucking great.
And that's the thing. You have to at least put it out there so then you can be weighed against Quincy Jones.
Yeah.
If you don't do anything, it's just
but that's the thing. Like, even the effort of me putting in the effort to get something out is great compared to somebody who never put that effort out.
Exactly.
So, artistically, it might fucking suck, but I'll put the work in.
Dude, have you ever seen Yoko Ono's art? You don't have to be good. You just have to put shit out.
I was like, I don't know where this is going. This is trash.
That is the great thing about art anyways. Art is subjective. And to me, art is anything that somebody creates from their heart, soul, and mind. Like, I made this as art.
Yeah.
Whether that's music or paintings or whatever. So it doesn't mean it has to be good, but dude, you find one fan that's a gazillionaire that loves your paintings, you're good.
Yeah.
You know, not every art is for everybody. I've got paintings hanging in my house that I don't particularly like, but I keep them up because someone gave them to me, kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Not the ones behind you by the great Shane Manger, by the way. The Chris Cornell and the golden cow of Wall Street being split open with the blood of the poor.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that one's pretty intense. But
This is a bull market.
you guys are right. Like, just keep doing it. Just keep doing it.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see more bands do that around here, but it's hard, man. You've got guys like the Whiskey Predicament. God, I can't remember his real name. Nate, I think something. He's a full-time teacher. He puts out great albums. He's like lo-fi, man, like old school analog recordings, and they're great, like little. I would call them folk punk songs.
Yeah.
You know, and then for him that he's a father and a full-time teacher, and he's putting out albums. Like, where does he find the time between teacher and father to do social blast and everything?
Yeah.
You know, so
It's crazy.
That's where I feel kind of guilty.
Oh yeah, because like I don't have an excuse.
Oh yeah, I don't have a kid, yeah, but it's just I just can find it. I find it kind of stressful sometimes, especially when you don't get what you want to get out isn't coming out.
for sure.
Yeah.
I think I mean I identify with that remark a lot, which is why I would like to say to you is that, like, write something, just record something, something.
I should record an idea today.
I honestly, I knew Mick was bringing the show back, the whole deal, and I was like, man, I really want to get back into production. Like, I want to figure this thing out and try to get it going. And he was bringing the show back. I was like, hey man, can I do your theme song or something?
Is that what the one?
Yeah, intro song is in. Yeah, he wrote
Oh, that is dope. Yeah.
And so, after I finished that, like, the fucking sense of accomplishment I had, I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
I said I was gonna do it, and I did it. I mixed it and mastered it. It's like,
what's funny is like he sent me the first version. I was like, this is fucking good. All right, make the video, make the After Effects, and everything. He's like, alright, there's another version. Remember the master.
Yeah, that sounded way better.
This one's got better bass.
The finished product is always the most gratifying part of it.
Yeah. I feel like in the past, man, when I released music, I was maybe too young to admit it, but I think I released songs that I listened to that I knew there were mistakes in. They're like, man, I wish I did that part better.
Yeah.
But I always just let it go because I was like, yeah. I was rushing.
You're still you're going through the process, and you're young and you're learning. For years and years and years, I was a race car mechanic or a mechanic of some sort. And being a mechanic is very.
Is that what your name's Mick?
No,
Mechanic?
that's because
Last name is Canny.
I like that.
I'm sorry, I had to.
I like that.
Bro, he got so confused right there. Sorry.
Dude, well, no.
I didn't think, oh, there you go.
So when people ask me my last name, so it's because my last name is McMahon, and I don't like to use my real public name. So I'm just not saying that because when I ask for something, I'm like, oh, when they say, what's your name? I say Mick. They say, what's your last name? I feel like a turd saying like, oh, McMahon. Like nobody's fucking parents are assholes like that.
Yeah.
But from now on, I'll say Canic. Like for the rest of my life, I might change my name.
You never heard that?
I
I
never
never
heard
Yeah,
it.
it's so good. If you ever become a rapper, there you go.
I swear, I think it's just some superpower. And I know another buddy just became a dad. It's just, you get these corny jokes, man. They have them in in their back pocket always, bro.
It's the dad joke thing.
I know,
You are
it's
a father
just-
dad.
I don't know, man. Can't explain it.
You haven't started like tucking in your polo shirts. And
No. Maybe. Anyway.
Was I saying before you rudely sidetracked?
I'm sorry. I don't. You said all your life you've been
Oh
a
yeah,
mechanic.
been a mechanic, which is very like it's gratifying. You fucking fix something, you roll it out the door in racing, you build something that goes out, and holy shit, it made through the whole race and nothing fell off.
Yeah.
Sometimes you win a race, and that's even better.
Yeah.
So now, like with what I do, and which is what a lot of people in this country do, is I go to work and I do this thing that does this thing for these other things, and there's never really a gold star or a win or you did a good job. There's no applause, right?
Yeah.
There's no applause, and that is what seems so rewarding to me about what it must feel like to be an artist, because I'm not one, but what it must feel like when you're singing a song that the words came from your heart or came from some experience that you had, and you're like, this, depending on what songs you're writing, man, like my heart was broken, it felt like shit, and then you look out and people like, oh yeah, I can identify to that, and you feel like not alone, right? Like that's got to be really empowering.
Yeah, man. It really is, and that's kind of what happened in Pittsburgh. Honestly, people
Yeah.
were like, kind of. Everyone was congratulating me about the song. Like, some people were crying. Like, I don't know. It's like a song about faith. It's called "The River," and it's just I don't know. It's kind of has some baptism references and things like that. Like, kind of needing to be saved or be guided in life. I mean, whatever you believe in, I don't know, but just sometimes there's a force bigger than you.
For sure.
Yeah, and that's what that song's about. But to see that reaction to the words, and because when I joked with them, I was like, well, guys, like I think music is poetry too, so like I got a poem for you guys too.
Oh, that's awesome.
It just has some music with
I'm
it.
so mad at nobody.
I got
It was
Actually, a
cool,
pretty
though.
dope line.
Because I was like, I felt out of place because everybody was up there reading poems, and then they were like, because they never had music, I think, at this event.
Really?
So they were like, all right, we want to kind of add that in, mix it up. So I was like, all right, I can fit in because that's what music is, especially lyrics.
Sure, it is poetry.
Yeah.
But the cool thing about that there too is that's not your family and friends came out to see you do a gig. That's
Yeah.
Probably. Did anybody go with you, or was that you just rolled up solo? So
It was me and my girl. And so we made a weekend of it.
One
It was
other
nice.
person in that whole building knows you.
Yeah.
And you get that response.
Well, after, because Angelique, she really pushes me with social media. Like, she's big on that. She's good on it. She's, runs a company that, helps people with that kind of stuff. But after, I was like, yo, you video everything. Like, you didn't get a video? Like, you didn't do it? And she was like, I got caught up in the moment. She was just like, I got caught up in the moment. Like, and I was just like, damn. I didn't know it was like that. Like, so it was a great feeling, man. It really
That's
was.
awesome. Hopefully you get to do it 1,000 more times. Man.
Yeah, man. 1,000 more.
For sure.
Yeah, we got a lot of shows lined up with Nikita.
They're had enough.
I don't know. There's so many shows. I don't know what I can announce, what I can't. All I can say is generically, this summer is about to be.
I look at the calendar. I was actually I'm finally taking some vacation days this year, but like trying to figure out when I could take vacation and not fuck up a, like a gig date or something that's already booked. I was like I was thinking March, April, May, like give me some time, save up some money, do the whole thing.
Yeah.
I was going through the calendar. I was like, nope. Nope.
I'm telling like every week, man.
Nope.
Every week we got
Fuck. So I got a fucking January and February. It is fine.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
And for anybody out there who thinks that being a musician is not work, screw you. Because like the amount of time that we spend at practice, the amount of time that we spend in meetings, on calls, with texts, with social media posting, all the work that we're doing, all the business behind that. Just because we get to dance and drink on the job doesn't mean that it's not a job. Like it's for real. That's the fun part.
Thank God there's 7 people in the group. And I have respect for people who are like solo or 2-piece that don't have managers.
Sure.
It is.
Like it is work.
It's always been impressive how you guys have run the band as a business.
Man, I came in and I was like, this is nice.
Yeah.
Because I've been in some dysfunctional band, no
Yeah.
shade on you.
That's why those are the bands that need a manager, right?
Yeah.
And you're a band that doesn't probably need a manager.
But it's like you have to care enough. Like we don't need a manager because like let's just do our business.
Right.
Like we want the answers. Why get a middleman?
Right.
I don't need you to
Like,
tell me
that's
what's going on. What's going on? Like
Yeah.
with booking or with all this other stuff, like we have all transparency with the band, with finance, with all these things. It's a good trust, but we also know like we're all in this. Like let's do this.
Right.
You want to talk about hard work and trust and putting things in. Charlie's talking very flowery about this dope gig that he had in Pittsburgh. What he's not saying is that the next day he was like screaming through the snowstorm. Trying to make it to practice for Akita because we got recording date.
Yeah, I was late. I was late as hell.
I didn't think he was
late.
gonna come, man.
Practice.
Oh yeah, I was
Coming
too
from
early.
Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
I'll do
But
it.
like Pittsburgh to Charlotte's a hell of a commute for
Yeah.
practice.
But people see us on stage and they think it's all fun and games and the whole deal. Like nobody's talking about the fact that dude just had this out of world experience gig on Saturday night and had to come sit around with 6 other sweaty, hungover jackasses the next day.
He didn't tell me about how amazing moment. He just said it was financially worth it. He said,
No.
It's a great idea.
Well, when I had to roll in, I was just like, they were like, "Oh, where are you late?" My brother was in an accident in Pittsburgh. Yeah, it was great. It was worth it.
And when he came in, it was a great practice, man.
Yeah,
It really was.
yeah. Because what was it? Was that the one where?
Manual winner.
No, but not Manuel too.
Jess.
Jess, yes.
Yeah, Jess was there.
Yeah. She sang. We got a few people on the album coming up, so
You guys announced that you're going in the studio here shortly.
yeah, Asheville.
Right, 2 weeks,
Like coming next Friday.
week and a half.
You
something
said it a
like
little while ago, but there is an energy on the horizons, the way you put it, and like, which is a really big, like, impactful statement. But I just feel like 2023, like for me personally, I'm trying to pack it with music, and Akita is a big part of that. So like that's why I love just looking at the calendar, and it's just like,
I'm also in his
we're
solo
doing
group
it.
too.
Yeah.
His
Oh,
side
yeah.
project.
Right, you're
And
on the
he wants to push that as well. So yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
there's a whole other
trying to
band.
gig on the album too?
Yeah, there's a 4-piece band that I sing and play guitar and sax as well, and he's in that with the drummer Billy DeMarco and bass player Ryan Levy.
I actually joined that before I could hit me up.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been practicing a lot, and it's a lot of specific counts and shit. Like it's
Sure.
yeah, but it's fun music. It's rocky. It's kind of a little bit of that funk, little reggae vibe sometimes, but it's interesting. And I'm trying to drop something with them in April, May. So just trying to stay busy. Like this is the first year that I'm gonna really put it out there, man. Like
Right.
go for it 100%. I feel like I've let myself down.
And
I've not actually put that energy in. You
I
know?
feel for him booking around all the dates that are coming in all the time.
Yeah. But like it's all money, and I talk to musicians about this a lot. Where I was like, so you're a musician, but you don't put out music, like that. You gotta do what you say you are. Like being a musician is a verb. Like it's
Sure.
it's active.
That is a professional right there. They just turned his mic back off before he took a leak.
Oh,
I think our mix checking his RF off. That is a pro. That is a pro.
You know how bad that would be? Like,
It would be great, actually.
oh my god, it would be terrible.
So what song you want to? I gotta fire this up on the Mac. What song do you want to listen to first?
Well, I mean, they're talking about lights on, or
I
yeah.
think we should listen to it. That's how you
Check
open
it
the
out.
album.
Yeah, man.
My Dave's gonna miss it, man.
No, this isn't good. Believe me, this. Old Macintosh got fire up.
No, they didn't hear the solo on One Way to Heaven. I personally like the solo on One Way to Heaven, man.
What? Better than the?
Me personally.
Really?
Yeah. This is subjective.
I think I like the Afterlife one because the notes are clearer.
Did you guys talk about you?
I guess,
I
yeah.
said that as a pro. He turned his mic back off.
I put a heavy delay on the
Lights on.
No, but it sounds dope. It does. But
Yeah.
I'm saying about I think that's why I like the other one, just because I can hear them individually.
I don't know. I feel like I went in on that one, man.
I like the ad-lib, the second thing that you added to. It was good.
Yeah. That was just kind of last minute. But yeah, I did a whole solo on that.
Yeah.
See, I mean, I know y'all are shitting on me, but both of y'all play guitar.
For what?
Y'all play guitar, so the guitar parts are definitely like and Lights On remind me of the shit I listened to when I was falling in love with music. So that's
shit.
Yeah, it's definitely retro. You got a retro.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, we had 2 viewers. Oh my goodness.
2 years. What's
Alright,
up?
so I'm gonna hit play on this. You're gonna have to have your headphones. I can't hit play with that now.
Okay.
Use this one.
Right.
Let's listen to this. So this
No,
is Lights On.
like Drive. Just Drive.
Try it. You like that one?
Yeah, that was good too.
You like Revenge.
Yeah.
Do you want to be?
Oh, okay.
Very good.
Words for it?
I can fucking write. I can write you a Michael McDonald hit.
Yeah, you got the words for it. Alright, I was trying to get my weekend vibe.
Yeah.
The weekend vibe out. Great. Oh yeah.
Got like a Night Rider meets Miami Vice.
Well, so my hair treated buddy, he's talking about.
You want to unmute it?
He's like,
Hey,
he
I'll
does
do it.
all those like African.
Yeah, it's got
I don't know what-
like Night Rider, Miami Vice vibe to it. Like
Yeah, see, it's hard to listen to sing.
Oh, yeah.
He's like,
Makes me sound like
I hear it. I got it on my phone. But, yeah, man. He got some nice stuff. I like these. Sit by me. Doesn't too worry about how it sounds.
This sounds like it could be like one of the songs on the driving sequence in Miami Vice.
Yeah.
Like the camera on the wheel, turning and shit. Flying to the streets of fucking South Beach.
Like
on a highlight beat or some shit.
deep into Twilight.
There's some shit you can put on where people can pick up like TV shows and stuff. You ever put it on that?
I'm really trying to make it happen this year, man.
Well, it's usually just like instrumental, like cutting scenes and stuff. And
Yeah.
just pick up and just sing your shit.
There's
an episode here.
There's an app called Disco. It's basically Spotify for music supervisors. So there's like if you upload your shit to Disco, you get an account for Disco. You upload shit to that, and like music supervisors go on there and they're like,
Yeah,
I like that.
that's what I'm talking about.
Dude.
My buddy did on there. Because I looked into doing that, where I was like, man, I'm just gonna make like these loops and just try to get on like this fucking CSI or something, man.
It's
it's all about the tags too on that.
But honestly, just the quality. I can't, you know, you do all this shit good.
Yeah, you gotta have your metadata and everything. Like your game's gotta be on point as far
That's
as
how you tag it.
Yeah.
Did you run the loops, or did you actually play the keyboard on it?
Like it's all like arpeggiator and shit.
Yeah,
like all
like
this
a
kind of,
synth.
yeah. But yeah, bass. I
We
play
back
bass
on?
guitar. I play acoustic guitar. You know, like all these other. Yeah. So.
We back live?
Yeah, I mean, we have been. I got it. Okay, like you said, this is a test. That is one thing that has to be cured is the latency.
Okay, so that we could talk while it plays.
Yeah, so I used to run everything through Audition first, and then go into OBS. But I didn't like some of the things I had to do to make that work.
Mm-hmm.
But Audition has no latency,
Oh,
like
okay.
1/10 of a millisecond or something like that. So
Yeah.
it's not perceivable. So if I switch everything back over to that instead of what I'm using, the latency will go away, and the little benefit I got out of using voice meter potato it's not worth it.
Check it out. Go check it out.
But yeah, man, that's
Sorry.
nice. Even
I don't
so,
listen to podcasts for no reason, dude. I actually learn shit.
Yeah, man.
That's nice.
Educational.
Even just having to find all those effects and get what you want, the right sound and stuff. You
Yeah.
gotta do like all of it.
That's the hard part of
It
it.
is, yeah.
Like I've got Ableton, and I've fucking dabbled in it 1,000 times. I'm like, I don't get it. Like I can play guitar, I can play analog, good old fashioned, feel it in my hand
Yeah.
instruments.
Yeah.
Like the digital thing, I can't.
Kind of just messing around, you know.
But yeah, it is, and I love it. I love synthesizers.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's-
This is the
Synth
thing
thing's
that I
cool.
told Mick. Like, I have a buddy who I went to high school with. He's a producer up in New York. He's kind of big shit. But he like gave me $5,000 worth of like software.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, those
He
snares you
gave
use in the
me,
intro.
he gave me his login for like native instruments and shit.
Yeah.
And I told Mick, I was like, man, I think that like the key to being a good producer is like knowing all these different sounds. Like
Yeah, you know where to
categorizing all
find
these
them.
different
Being able to
sounds.
find the ones you like. Yeah.
So at that point, it becomes like it's a data job, knowing where they are, what they do.
Yeah.
I like just listening to all the sounds, like scrolling through, man, finding it.
All right, it's
Yeah,
crazy.
you can do it with drums too when you're picking all these different packages.
yeah.
I told him, like, I actually showed him a screenshot. I just pulled up all
Oh, this
the.
one?
Yeah, light an incense stick though. I want a cigarette.
I mean,
I pulled
Yeah,
up all
can we
the
take a
kick
smoke
drum
break or-
samples.
Let's take a break.
Yeah, you can play another song or something. I
Let's
don't
take a
know.
break. Let's take a break, kids.
I think it's going well so far.
yeah. I think I've done one podcast, man.
I pulled up all the
Raleigh,
kick
man.
drum samples that I had, dude, and it was like
More focused,
yeah, I've been doing a good job. I think it's stuff like that. It's just a conversation, like that. Yeah.
Like only that 5 minutes of awkward.
first one we did, he was like, I had to erase that.
What you guys said to him? Hey, all right. What's up?
Let me get back to the right cut.
Oh,
There's a lot of echo in this room.
Wow.
So, dope song.
Thank you.
The fuck are we about to talk to you? Open mic scene? Let's talk a little bit about the open mic scene in Charlotte.
It's great. Like, there's a lot of good ones. Smokey Joe's, Evening Muse. There's a lot of places around Charlotte.
But a lot of you guys, like, you came up through open mics.
The original Tommy's Pub, yeah. And there's now a new Tommy's Pub that still does open mic.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
What are they, Tuesday? Or no, Mondays?
Thursday used to be.
I don't know.
Yeah, I grew up playing music, and I started kind of late, so I was probably like...
Do your folks play music?
Yeah, my dad, he works on guitars, and he had a decent job, so he got a nice collection of guitars.
No shit.
Yeah, so I just grew up around it.
Can you fix the jack in a shitty Ibanez?
Well, he doesn't do a lot of electric stuff. You need stuff, your bridge set up.
It's just that would actually be nice. Yeah, I bought that thing and it just sits there.
Yeah, so I actually kind of started late, and it was a good thing. My dad never pushed me to play. I just kind of picked it up, and it just kind of happened.
That's probably the better way.
Yeah, never pressured. Just got bored.
How did you? I mean, your dad's a musician.
Yeah, but my dad played trombone, but I have two older sisters, and my sisters started playing instruments, and they had a flute and a clarinet. So when I came along years after, and it was like, I want to play music, and my dad was like, we got a flute and a clarinet.
That's it.
Pick one.
Yeah.
What'd you go with?
I went with the clarinet because I wasn't about to do that. Bro, I'm a black kid growing up in the 80s.
Come on, man, it's colonial. Colonial. Oh, Pied Piper or something. I don't know.
You didn't know Jethro? Yeah, probably not. I kind of sometimes wish I didn't know Jethro Tull. Like, I only know the one song, and the guy that introduced me to Jethro Tull is a questionable human being. So, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
It's like dark wizardry stuff. Man.
It is. It's sort of why I'm not a big fan of Rush. I can appreciate what they do with music, but it's not for me.
Yeah.
But that's what we said earlier. Like, not all the artists. Dude, I'm a fucking huge Pearl Jam honk.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's all kinds of problems with that band.
Yeah, it's addictive, man. It's addictive.
Yeah. You like what you like.
Right. So you grew up in Germany.
Yeah, I grew up in Germany.
Air Force brat?
No, my dad's German, my mom's American. I grew up all around the world, but really the formative years were in Berlin.
So it wasn't a military thing, because most people your age that have lived all over the place were military. It's just
Yeah, no, my parents met on an airplane. My dad's German, my mom was American. She was a stewardess.
No shit.
Yeah, it's like a movie, honestly.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Did you make any kind of music? I mean,
My mom plays violin, and that was pretty much it. No music.
So what got you into it? Just a love for music?
Just always listening to music, and when I was 13, I stole my sister's bass guitar, and I learned to play that. I got really bad blisters, and then when I picked up an acoustic, I was like, man, this is easy.
Yeah, I bet.
You know, on my fingers at least. But yeah, I started playing saxophone in like 4th grade, so that was. But it's like I never connected the two. I was always listening to music a lot, and looking back, I'm like, man, I was really studying it. I was isolating instruments and like listening to different parts.
Sure.
The music program's a little better over there, aren't they? Europe.
It's more strict.
Right.
It's more strict. I like to tell people I'm classically trained, but like, you know, I stopped playing in I think 10th grade. It just got too much because like I started.
That's a while though.
Well, like when I was in middle school.
I played football, and that's basically how long I played football.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So it's like it's.
You were classically trained.
I was just in too many bands through school, and I wanted to play fun music. You know,
I
like
get that.
I wanted to just play.
So my musical introduction was my mom plays piano. My grandma on my dad's side was a jazz drummer.
Yeah.
And I was given piano lessons, and I hated them because they were too structured, and I
wish I learned
enough that I don't really do structure, so I gotta do it myself.
Yeah.
I think, first of all, music education, there, especially in this country, it just needs to come back, dude. Like, I literally, my senior year in high school, I played clarinet from 4th grade all the way through high school, concert bands, orchestra, whole deal. But my senior year, my high school didn't have a football team until I was in the 10th grade, and I grew up playing football.
Yeah.
And so I was part of the football team once we got one, but I had been playing music, you know, since the 4th grade and the whole deal. So I was in the concert band, I was in the orchestra.
Did you march? Like,
we didn't have a marching band.
Yeah.
It was just concert.
Started a lot earlier than I did.
But my senior year, they decided to form a pep band to like play at the football games and the basketball games and shit.
That's the fun stuff.
And bro, and it was like after years of playing fucking Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata and you know, all these classical pieces and shit, all of a sudden we was getting, I mean, it was still sheet music because everybody read music, but like we were getting sheet music arrangements for like Frankie Beverly and Maze Before I Let Go.
Yeah.
And it was like, well, we could play this shit? Dude, and I was like, oh man, this is where it's at.
Yeah.
This is the deal.
That was my down. I could have been a good trumpet player, man.
Yeah? But you just, the music, you just didn't like the music.
Yeah, well, I played trumpet in like 6th grade or something. Yeah, I want to be like Miles Davis, you know.
Yeah.
Cool. And they don't play that.
You listen to music and you know what it can be, and so then you're put in, like, dude, I was in 4th grade band when like Nirvana came out.
Yeah.
We're going, not Mary Had a Little Lamb at that time, maybe Touch of Jazz, like dun 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 dun, and you're like, come on, man.
Yeah.
And they could have spiced it up some, right? I feel like the fundamentals you're learning, which I do think are important, and not like I'm not a musician because I skipped out on that shit. But like, there's got to be a better way to get kids into it.
I have a crazy idea, honestly. Like, bro, instead of playing song, and it's insane. Instead of playing songs in orchestra or in jazz band or any of these things, you just write one score that every single instrument has to play, and it's just like it's a complete workout. Like it tests dynamics, it tests like finger speed, it like tests duration of notes. But yeah, it's all like it's just a series of warm ups, but it's not an actual song. So it's like yeah, it's just one line, but everybody in the band is playing the exact same thing, and that's how you know if everyone's figuring that out. And then when they get to senior level, like maybe junior, senior year, that's when you start playing songs, and it's the cool ones.
Yeah.
But for real, you know what I mean? So if you play a Michael Jackson Thriller song, you're playing those crazy horns.
You've got your fundamentals, you got your fingerings together, you got your technique.
In a weird way, like you didn't earn the right to play a song yet because you don't know how to play.
Ooh, I like
so
that.
do
It's like
this.
That's like fucking sushi chef. 3 years, you make rice.
I'm like, oh man, if I can get through all these scales, like, cause in the jazz ensemble one, then you're playing like jazz scales and jazz lines, and you're getting used to those like changes, whether you're playing the flute or the cello or whatever instrument you're in. Like percussion would have to be interesting,
Plus
but
learning how to play with all the different instruments. If you're all like, imagine a whole orchestra playing the same note.
yes,
all, like
that will show you that everyone there knows that
so
skill level.
You would learn to feel that pocket of where you can get away.
Exactly.
Right? You know the other things to do now. And I know where they're going. I know where I can sneak over here. And
Exactly.
And then that's what,
They'll never do it.
Yeah, like all the way up till junior, senior
I
year.
just feel like they're more strict, like, especially with bands.
But
like
that would be strict, you know
And
what I mean?
honestly,
Like,
there's a purpose for playing those songs. I just, honestly, me as like a middle school kid thinking I could pick up and start playing like Miles Davis is ridiculous.
yeah, but it's a goal. You know? It's a goal. Like,
But I mean, you know, it is.
But
boring
but
music, but
if
there's
you
purpose to it.
if it keeps you engaged, and while you might not sound like Miles Davis, you're having fun playing it.
Exactly.
You're gonna
Yeah.
keep playing, and then eventually you'll get to
Yeah, I did not like the songs.
close to Miles Davis.
or I would come home and I would play along to the radio, and that was the most fun that I had ever playing
I
sax.
still do that.
Yeah.
That's my musical experience. Is I sit at home and I play acoustic
To the
songs
radio.
I know, or I play with songs I know. Yeah.
But the radio, it is dope. It keeps you on your toes. You
I
never
enjoy
know
the
what's gonna
fuck out of
come.
it. Like, I've got no problem with that. I have no desire to perform in front of people.
Mm-hmm.
It's a therapy for me. It's like meditation.
That's
I'm
cool,
here,
man.
play along with shit.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I think
My,
it goes like that's the thing about music that I wish people would appreciate is that like you can be really into it and not a performer, not like
Yeah.
the guy putting music out, the guy
Yeah.
producing music, or
Yeah.
just the guy like fucking fixing guitars. Like there's so I just love music, man. I wish I could get more immersed in it.
Yeah, and anybody can get into it, man. That's the beauty of it. Like you're saying, you don't have to be involved. You just listening is enough.
My wife is not a musician, singer, anything remotely close, but she loves music. And so, like, me being a musician, like, I'll hear a song that I think is dope. Like, I can go to her and be like, hey babe, check this out. And like, I know she's not gonna be like, like, she's actually listening, and she's like, yeah, okay.
I could be with someone who doesn't appreciate music.
But there's just music for every situation, every vibe, everything you've ever gone through. There's
I honestly think you hear that different as a musician, because I remember being like, not like I started late and like, oh man, I'm never gonna be able to play that. And then once you get to that point, you kind of listen to stuff differently.
Yeah. Sometimes I hear mistakes where I'm like, man, these guys are good, but that was wrong.
Oh yeah.
That was wrong. It would just.
I like the mistakes. See, that's
Mhm.
the music that I came up with was like they weren't hitting. They were not playing to a click, dude. Right? Like, some of the Dead Kennedys and shit like that, the Circle Jerks were not playing to a click track. And I like the mistakes, and I think that it's cool to be able to produce around that now, and that's been going on forever. Just like retake this one little lick.
Yeah. But yeah, you don't like when it's too perfect the way it is now.
No, there are people who do so much work to get the, what do they call it, the string talk, I think it is, or whatever, when you move your hand to like.
Yeah, they get that out.
Man, leave it in. I want to hear that. I want to hear the fucking body.
That's what Billy said.
Yeah, and that's what I think. Even though like electronic and DJ music is taking over, there's always gonna be that place, because that's the human element.
Yeah.
And you're so creative.
Mistake. Yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing that you realize once you start getting out there, like this happened for me in another life. I don't even know if you know this. In another life, I was in a singing group, boy band.
Nice.
But like, you grow up emulating these vocal groups and these guys that are doing these harmonies that you're just like, oh my God, how did they figure that out? This is crazy. But you keep at it and you keep doing it, and all of a sudden you're able to do a lot of that stuff, and it starts getting you into rooms with other people who do it.
Yeah.
And like, when you're in those rooms and you're doing your thing with other people who have also done that, and they're looking at you like, shit.
Yeah, you realize you become that guy. You're the one.
Yeah, dude. And that's like the beauty of music. Like, there's no right way to do it. There's no right way to do it. Like, if it's
just
honest,
expression, man.
if it's honest, it's somebody's gonna connect with it. I mean, most of the time, even if it's not honest, if it's some formulaic shit, somebody's gonna connect with it. There's no.
Crazy.
So speaking of honest,
imagine writing a song that 7 billion people are like, nah.
No, really. So
But you're gonna have that one fucking weird ass kid.
I get it.
And Slide Down Louisiana is like, this is my shit.
Yes. So speaking of honest, I want to share this Hangover song with the people. I want to share it with you guys.
The Hangover.
And it's a very honest moment. I typed up a little paragraph, but I'll just paraphrase it. Basically, when you're in a relationship, there's a honeymoon phase and everything's great, and you, like, the person is perfect. The person you're interested in, you don't see any flaws. But sort of like when you're drunk, like, it starts to wear off, and then you get that hangover, and then it comes, and you just realize, man, this person's a bomb. So basically, that's what this song is about, but about me, where it's just like, it's starting to wear off, and
What kind is it?
it's called Hangover. It's new.
So,
It's
I need some headphones.
From my Google Drive. It's not the prettiest thing. But
oh.
I think that my camera's been going dead for a while, 'cause I'm all tripping out. Let's call it here. Do you want to listen to this? Do you want to talk about it when we're done?
I don't. Whatever time frame we're on, I don't care.
What time is it? We got 15 minutes so they can yell at us for being loud.
Well, we can talk after it. I don't care, and then we'll just close it out.
Let's listen.
All right, let's do it.
We talk for hours and minutes, but that place above me. Hey! No! Come here! We talk for hours and connect, but that place above my neck feels like you don't know me. Now we're speeding out my chest, and I fear there's nothing left, but she just drunk off me. But when I fade away, she will wake and see. Though she may grieve, the day, the night is what I will always be. She said, I think I got a hangover. I told you not to stay over. I thought her arms would stay open, but now it's game over. I think I got a hangover. I told you I would stay over. I wish her arms would stay open, but now it's game over. And if we never see the light, at least we stood here. If we don't make it out alive, at least it was real. It's hard to see what's right when love is so clear. I try and blur my eyes to what we got here. I can't shake this feeling off my chest that we were better before we met, but that just can't be. Cause I can't even admit, cause you are perfect, but you're not perfect for me. You wanna start again and disconnect. They say the hardest love has the coldest end. Sinking in, freezing from my hands to my heart, and I'm breathing in. It's suddenly hard to wake up from this dream I'm in. From this dream I'm in. I open up, but there's parts that's always closed. Where I go when I'm all alone, I don't know. I can only try to show you, but I don't know you, and you don't know me. She said, I think I got a hangover. I told you not to stay over. I thought her arms would stay open, but now it's game over. I think I got a hangover. I told you I would stay over. I wish her arms would stay open, but now it's game over.
Before it escapes my mind.
I don't know.
Right at the end, the last part at the very end of your solo, I love your choice of bass. That's sort of the flat little bass line there.
But what is the clacking noise in the background? Is that the keys?
It's the keys, man.
It is the keys.
Yeah, and just like you love the guitar thing, I love hearing that. Because I can always cut it.
Headphones too. Damn.
Yeah, man.
That is first.
You guys are the first people to really kind of hear this song.
For me, I fucking connected with it for sure.
I actually, fucking Charlie.
What? I'm tripping out right now.
Because I connected with that shit because there was a song that I wanted to write that. As I was listening to
Still write it. Write it still.
As I was listening to those lyrics, I was like, yeah, that's how I wanted to say that.
And here's the thing with me. It may just be me as a guitar player. I just always listen to the music first go around. One
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
just what I'm paying attention to. And are y'all connecting, paying attention to the lyrics more? Yeah, because I was hearing that guitar in the background. I'm like, all right, I hear it.
Oh, in the birth? Yeah.
I like the
That's just where my
progression-
mind
I like
goes.
the progression through your instruments too. Like
Yeah.
you sort of you featured yourself on guitar and sax there. I mean, everything else is underlying that. The one fucking viewer we have, this might be my mom. I'm so happy that you dropped that song here.
Oh.
It's a fucking hit. I'll be like,
There it is. There it is.
Is your mom?
Oh.
I doubt it.
He's just joking.
Is she his name is Mary?
Oh, yeah. That's funny as hell. Oh my god.
I think that's bad. That's. I'll let you guys talk on it, but that's a good song.
Yeah, it's the first time I heard it. I didn't.
Yeah, I really haven't shared that with anybody. Again, less talk, more action. Like we're saying, like I'm just dropping a song every month. I'm not gonna sit here and say that to everybody. Like guys, every month I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna fucking do it. You know.
It's gonna work out, dude. I believe in your positive energy and your drive.
Just gotta put it out there, man. And I just want to put everybody around me on though. Like that's kind of what I'm on. Like, because I know too many talented people where I'm like, you guys are so good.
But be careful
Like,
with
let's.
that. Be careful with that. 'Cause-
Oh, yeah. Why do you say?
Well, not the people in this room and not most of the people that we know, but they're fucking leeches in this business.
Oh yeah.
They'll
I
try to put
mean.
everybody on.
Yeah, no, it's not on some DJ Khaled shit. Like, yeah, like
I think more like
it's
collab. And it's easy to work with.
well, it's just more like if you're good and I see you doing it, like,
The DJ Khaled thing sometimes makes me sad, but I also think like, you fuck it, you're a millionaire. Like, I'll
yeah,
buying whores and some of them are dudes that are hanging out with you.
don't feel bad for DJ Khaled ever. Have you seen his car?
Not like super bad, but like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
always fucking over, man. That's kind of crazy.
Now you
Yeah.
say he's gonna have Cortez on a track, right?
Well, Cortez wants to play the bass to the song "You Know the Vibes." He wants to play that.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so we're
Yeah,
gonna
it's
make
easy
it.
working with him, man. You know, he's got all. It's all ready, man. It's just like, hey, put it right there.
This town has so many fucking great.
Put your little solo right there, your little section. That's all good
Yeah,
to go,
dude,
man.
that's what it is. But I'm excited to hear your album. I'm sure you're gonna be on this next. I already recorded the first song of the next Sox album today. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like
Whole
half
album?
done. Yeah, for our next album. I'm gonna do another shit like this, man, because it was just so much fun.
I want to be on a couple more songs on it,
Dude,
but I don't
let's
want to
do
be
it.
all over featuring on it.
Nah, I'm saying we can work on something if you want.
Gotta put the Zach Willard project.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Send me your shit if you want sax on it. I'll play on
I
it.
don't think mine's something like
That's the great thing.
minute clips.
It's so much easier to collaborate now.
Yeah, just
And
back
even
and
if you're
forth.
just like back and forth in tracks, and you're like, okay, let's go somewhere and lay these down.
Yeah.
Like, just you can build that. You know, practice is still important, but you can do it with your friend all over the world now.
Yeah,
He just sent me the tracks. I did it like 2 in, just laid
Yeah.
over the.
They're good, man.
Yeah.
Good quality and everything.
Thanks, man.
so.
Yeah, and that's why I like zoning in a nice tone.
Yeah, but don't worry with this Akita thing, man. It'll be all right. Like, if we need the time, just take the time, you know? Like, don't worry
I
about
always
that.
get nervous. See, that's the thing. I think it's naturally to get nervous unless you're like a studio musician, and those are borderline sociopaths.
You said they're borderline
Borderline
sociopaths.
socio, you got no feeling going in.
What do you mean? No, they're just like, I'm ready. Because they can play different styles and shit.
I know.
If you don't have butterflies anymore, you're over medicating yourself, or you. I think that some artists do that. I think some artists do medicate themselves to the point where they do. That's fucking
You want to feel? Oh, whoa, hey now, hey. Uh-oh.
I was trying not to spill
Over
the.
medicate.
I was trying not to spill the 40, but that's why I put the cap back on it.
Oh, yeah, no cap, no
I mean, I
cap.
feel a lot.
No cap.
That's another dad joke. Violet, send it, record it. I don't know. It's like,
Lying, like you're not lying.
yeah, but with the cap, like,
I don't.
I got nothing for you. I'm 31. Yeah, so we're both old. Yeah, man, don't. You don't have to rub it in. You don't have to rub it in. I'm old, all right? Thank you. No, but it's crazy. I'm 31 and I feel it's the first time I'm like, yo, I want to be a musician. Like, it really took me this long. Maybe I'm that stubborn. Like,
I'm 43 and I'm really doing a fucking TV show in my living room.
yeah. And maybe, like, for the audience, but for the audience, maybe this is a thing. Like, dude, there's no age on, like, when you're ready to do what you're born to do or when you know what you're born to do.
I tell
Like,
people all the time, you're never too old.
Yeah.
never too
Oh,
old.
I wish I.
Never.
Dude, you're alive right now. Pick up the guitar, learn. Here's a fucking G chord. I got you.
People that picked up instruments, like maybe they dabbled when they were teens, and then they had a career, and then they retired. And like my dad plays way more guitar than he did when I was a kid.
But yeah, but it's like if you got time, you can do it. Like it's literally never too late. And it's so cliche, but it's really like I'm learning the trumpet right now. I suck. I told these guys, I was like, whenever I practice trumpet, I have my saxophone set up right there. So whenever I get frustrated, I pick up the saxophone and play like crazy. And like, no, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. I am good. I am good. Now let me go wait. It's so hard.
3 fucking keys, right?
Yeah, but it moves in fifths. It's too much math,
You gotta
man.
pinch your lips and
No, there's 3 different lip positions, and it moves in fifths. So you can do this fingering, but if you want to go up a fifth, you can do that with your mouth and then do other fingerings. That's too much.
That's a lot.
Like I play saxophone where there are keys for each note. Like
I got a question. Like, Dan's fucking dope, but trombone is an interesting choice.
it's difficult. But he played it in school.
I found out he actually started as like rhythm. There's 2 guitar
Yeah,
players in the key when
yeah.
I first started, and
Yeah.
Dan was one of them.
Like a switch up.
You gotta have more than one horn for it to be a section, and
Yeah,
it really
but if-
brings it out.
can't do that until I get better on the side.
Yeah, he's learning saxophone.
No,
he
it
is.
really helps. 'Cause
Yeah.
I've heard parts like live where either Charlie or Dan will drop out, and you can tell. you
Oh,
can
yeah,
tell when
you
it's
just-
just one horn going.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's really
I mean,
amazing.
I'm thinking about getting an effects pedal. I mean, I don't know about it. We'll see.
For your sax?
Yeah, like octave, reverb, all like generic shit. But
Auto tune. But you just fucking blow through that motherfucker. Let Tommy
that is a crowd interaction trick that I should do. I should just play and then turn the saxophone over to someone else and be like, "You play, you do it." Yeah. Everyone in Akita would hate me.
All right, let's wrap this up. Where are you gigging? Where's Akita gigging? What's up? What's going on?
Oh man, like we got Smokey Joe's coming up in February.
February 4th.
Yeah, February 25th. I got a solo show, Starlight, on 22nd. We're recording in Echo Mountain in January. Like
Can we
we're
confirm the one we just booked?
not yet.
No.
Yeah, we
So,
can't. Patrick
I'm
was like,
glad
no.
it's- Yeah.
We're gonna
Madison
announce.
Square Garden?
No.
I mean, we can't say yes or no at this time. We can't say yes or no at this time.
I got you.
So it could be
We
MSQ.
got Smokey Joe's is the next one, February 4th.
Well,
Yeah.
Charlie, Dave, Zach, thank you for coming and doing this weird fucking thing with me.
Oh, it was a lot of fun, man.
All right, cool.
We're back, baby.
Oh, yeah.
You need to fix this camera. My camera's weird.
Heineken, sign me, please. Thank you.
And
Goodbye.
I did not even. This is the problem with the way that I function. I
What?
didn't think about building an outro.
Well, that's
This
okay.
long, elaborate intro. I
Just
never-
play a song maybe and then fade it out or something.
Yeah, play Charlie, play us out.
Charlie, what do you want to hear? So far, we've listened to 5 of your songs, but we're gonna cut it in post. So.
Go to One Way to Heaven, fucking.
One
Because that's the one his solo's on.
Oh, it's 6 minutes. You're gonna bump it
Yeah.
all the way to an hour and a half. That's perfect.
All right.
That's good for the
I
algorithm.
can't tell if you're being sarcastic or not, but yes.
It's good.
It's actually good for the algorithm.
Oh shit.
Hey.